Hey there, Labubu lovers. Welcome back to another episode of The Spiritual Gaze. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon.
And I'm your other host, Angel.
And this is our twice monthly podcast dedicated to exploring the wide reaches of spirituality without pretending that it all makes sense.
Yes, because what makes less sense than...
Spirituality?
I was going to say Labubus.
Oh, how dare you?
I mean, spirituality also... No, it makes sense. It's helpful.
The reaches are wide.
The reaches are very wide. They're boundless. No one knows.
No one knows.
And
how far it goes.
Thank you, Mo. And also people use spirituality in various ways. Some
made me
for good, some for bad.
Watch that terrible, harrowing documentary about that woman. What do people use in spirituality to take advantage of other people?
I know. I'm very fascinated by cult documentaries, as is a lot of the world, because I'm just always fascinated by the level of insanity that people have and how they convince themselves of things. It's unreal to me.
Yeah, so true.
But anyhow, who are you?
I'm Brandon Alter. I am a spiritual healer. I'm a tarot reader and an astrologer and a writer, and I am your best friend.
No. Well, I'm Angel Lopez. I am your best friend. I am your husband. I'm also an astrologer and a writer and a film producer at times and the chosen one.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I'm the chosen one.
No, you're not. What was this terrible documentary that you made me watch?
It was Jody and Ruby out to lunch.
And she referred herself as the chosen one, right?
I believe so, yeah.
And then also we have a friend who had a family member who's having a psychotic break who also started referring to themselves as the chosen one.
Yeah, it is a thing that people will start to talk themselves into. It's very fascinating and scary.
Yeah.
I do feel, if you are in the midst of people who are telling you that they are the way, you might want to turn around.
Isn't it the Tao that says the way that can be spoken about is not the way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the Tao that can be named is not the Tao?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
I think that's good advice.
Yeah. But it's scary times. So,
to say the least,
do your best to discern who and what to follow and believe. But thank you for following us and believing in us.
We're the chosen ones.
I mean, we are saying nothing but the opposite of that. We are in the mess with you all. And that's why we're here.
We also wanted to start with an apology. Didn't you want to apologize to the people?
I really do want
to the gazers out there.
I'm going to look into this camera here and apologize to the gazers out there because I really felt like we did not do our astrological homework last time and we did not prepare all of you for eclipse season. Because we are deep in it, and I feel like every single person I know has been feeling the eclipse of it. I do think I know a couple people who've been having a moment, a good moment, but even the good moments are coming with struggle. So,
yeah.
But it's eclipse season. So we're going to unpack that and some other things in our cosmic update today. We're going to dig back into the tarot today. So we're definitely
This is the penultimate episode in our tarot series.
Oh.
The penultimate.
Oh my gosh.
Which, as you know, means the one before the last one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll bring some party favors next time.
Oh, really?
Maybe. I don't know. To celebrate.
That sounds fun. Little party hats. Are we going to address the elephant in the room?
Please. I mean, I wouldn't call them an elephant.
I'm not talking about the Labubu. I'm talking about the fact that I'm blonde now.
You're blonde. Well,
I'm blonde.
Check in with us.
I went blonde.
Tell us about your blonde life.
Oh, goddess. I had really wanted to go blonde because I've never dyed my hair before, and we were supposed to go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, well, I'll address that in my check-in.
And I was like, what would be more fun than to be blonde in Puerto Rico?
Right.
So I went blonde. And this sweet, sweet woman who dyed my hair.
Very sweet.
Very sweet.
And talented at color.
Gorgeous color. Gave me so many chemical burns on my scalp that I still have the scabs. It is rough. It's rough. So rough.
Yeah. Yeah, you really needed some more attention because it was your first time and your scalp is sensitive. Yeah.
never had this treatment before.
No.
So even though it looked great, it's been brutal. Like I haven't been able to wash my hair and it's been painful and
Well, what do they say? Beauty is pain.
Well, let me tell you, it really was.
Yeah, but
I
it's
know.
paid off and you look great.
I know. I mean, I do like it, but I feel like it looked the best like when it was freshly done, except that like I said, like from the front, goddess, from the side, zombie apocalypse. Because like I literally had these like oozing like open sores on the side of my head. It was so gnarly.
Oh my gosh.
Any hoodle.
How has it affected you mentally, spiritually, emotionally?
I want to say that blondes have more fun, but I've not been having fun this week for obvious reasons.
Yeah. I mean, you've had some fun.
I mean, I've tried.
You've been out and about with your peeps.
I've been trying to have fun, but it's been a desperate sort of fun. I don't know. I think you've said that I'm meaner with the blonde.
You know what? I did say that, and I stand by it.
It is definitely like very Aries rising. Like it definitely makes me feel a little cuntier, I guess.
Yes.
So that's fun.
And not in the good way.
Well, I'm such a like nice person. It's not a bad thing for me to like experience a little bit more edge.
Who said that?
I am nice.
Who said that?
People think I'm nice. I think generally people think I'm nice. In any event, I really like hemmed and hawed about whether or not to like ask for a refund because she didn't offer it, you know? But she kept saying like, what can I do? What can I do? She was like, come by the salon and I'll like put aloe vera on your head. And I was like, girl, I have aloe vera. Like, I don't need to drive an hour for aloe vera.
Right.
So finally I pulled my Pilates classes because it's full of, people that have had their hair dyed that know much more about this world. Again, I've never done anything to my hair before. And they were all like, you should ask for a refund. So I did text her and I was like, hey, listen, like, it's really embarrassing. I'm like walking around with these like open sores and I paid a lot of money for this and I kind of feel like I should be refunded. Mm-hmm. And to her credit, she zelled me immediately.
Yep. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
So I feel a little better. At least I didn't have to pay to be brutalized,
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I know that I can be blonde.
Yeah.
Because I actually thought it might look terrible, but it looks pretty good.
No, it looks great. You look muy, muy guapísime.
Thank you. My blonde era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's my check-in. I'm blonde. I've fully surrendered to my Labubu addiction. I was really fighting it,
It's deep.
I was really fighting it. But I'm depressed and the world is bleak and a little bit of joy can go a long way. And isn't it sometimes, and this is like so not Aquarius of me, because being an Aquarius means I'm like very contrarian, but sometimes it's just nicer to belong. Like I just wanted to belong. So this is if you're seeing here, I have one of my Labubus. I've named him Skeeter and I made him this cute little mushroom necklace. I literally made this. I made him a necklace.
I mean, the necklace
is so cute.
Amazing.
I mean, I honestly feel like I should start a little Etsy shop and like sell these little mushroom necklaces.
Yeah.
For people's Labubus.
Do some gemstones.
Oh my gosh, yes, we could do gemstone.
Diamonds?
No, we're not going to make diamond necklace. I'm not a jeweler. Like, I can't make a diamond necklace.
I bet you could.
But maybe, should I make like little like gemstone necklaces?
Honey, why not?
For Labubus? People want that?
Just live the fantasy.
All right. Maybe I will.
Somebody might already have that store.
Well, they don't like to like copyright the idea.
No, of course not.
How dare they? All right, honey, will you let everybody know what a harrowing week you've had?
Yeah, for sure. So as Brandon mentioned, we were supposed to be in Puerto Rico. We were actually supposed to be flying home today.
Like right now, we would be at the Miami airport.
Yeah, probably having
waiting for our connecting flight.
A mojito.
Looking impossibly tan.
Yeah, just like, oh my God.
Oh my God, Puerto Rico.
I can't believe we have to go back to our lives.
Oh my God, this was so magical.
But no, last Tuesday, 2 days before we were supposed to go,
the same day that my scalp got burned.
Yes. I took myself to my eye doctor because I'd been having some weird eye stuff in my right eye, which, by the way, my right eye has been like my arch nemesis for months now. I've had multiple styes in that eye, which I now think were probably related to this, maybe in some way. Who knows? If any ophthalmologists or optometrists are listening, I'd love to get your take. But I went in.
You're always crowdsourcing the gazers.
I know, but they don't, y'all don't fully come through. So I'm still waiting for those heavy DM drops.
I know you are.
But
well, tell everybody your symptoms, because maybe this is like a PSA for people too.
Right. Yeah. No, I started to have, I as someone who's worn glasses forever, has had eye issues forever, I early on started to get like floaters in my eye, which are just like little
people know what floaters are.
Yeah,
people know it.
Okay. Well, you said to give the details.
We'll say what the symptoms were.
Well, the symptoms were floaters.
Okay. Great.
But like more than usual.
Yeah.
Like I remember on Saturday, like doing some like Pilates with you, and I was like, wow, it almost looks like a grid of polka dots. I was like, this is a lot. And then I started to get these like flashes at the corner of my eye. And then by like Monday, but everything was like happening kind of here and there. So I was like, all right, whatever, weird, maybe reacting to the sun, weird, I don't know. And then on Monday, I started to get like this weird sort of like gelatinous, it was like water was just like floating in my eye and I couldn't get rid of it. So I went, called my doctor, went in Tuesday morning. They were like, you have 4 retinal tears in your right eye. You need to go see a retinal specialist right away. So hours later, I was at a retinal specialist who basically said, we need to close these tears up immediately. Like, are you squeamish? Do you faint? As we're about to laser your eyes and it's going to be a lot. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Here we go. And I immediately was like, well, just so I understand, am I going to be able to go to Puerto Rico in 48 hours? Because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And he was like, yeah, if I were you, no. I would prepare myself to cancel that trip. And so had this laser procedure done on my right eye. It was not fun. I think because normally I think like for people, if you have 1, you can get through it. But because I had 4, like the pressure of it, the pain of it, the placement of them, I guess, made it even harder because they were at the very corners. It was a lot. Anyhow, had this procedure done, just bandaged up my eye and like threw me onto the sidewalk of San Vicente and like, see you in a couple weeks. And he was a great doctor and helpful, but it just all felt so whirlwindy. And as someone who thinks that they can manage anything, like, Brandon called, I called Brandon and Brandon's like, let me come over, let me come get you, all this stuff. I was like, no, I'm just going to sit here for a little while and I'll be able to drive home. As I'm saying this, like, I can't see out of either eye because they dilated both eyes to check the other one. Everything is just a blurry haze. And I'm like, I'm just going to sit here. So I just like sat on this curb.
With your like eye patch, just like looking so sad.
Yeah, like a bench on a curb, just like sitting there, listening to Gaga's Mayhem and just kind of like, this is where I am right now. And thankfully my sister called and was like immediately just like, I'm coming. I'm already out in the world. Like, I'm coming to see you, check on you. And then she came and she was like, you cannot drive. We're going to get your car. We're going to figure this out. And she got me home and was a total lifesaver for me that day. But, the big challenge was that, well, there were many challenges, but, I was told that I couldn't like do any heavy activity. I couldn't lift things. I couldn't walk the dog. I couldn't exercise. Like I needed to be really stable. I had to like sit upright for days and sleep upright and just all this shit. And it was like a total test. And through all of that, I kept telling myself, I was like mourning the loss of this trip that we had been planning for months. And I had honestly been like really trying to like magic together because the point of the trip was to go see Bad Bunny in concert, who I'm a huge fan of, in his residency on the island. I am Puerto Rican, wanting to connect with my culture, hadn't been there in forever. And ultimately realizing just a couple days ago, as I've been moving through the process of this, that I really, really wanted to go because I just felt this deep hope and desire that it would like help me forge this powerful spiritual connection with my mother, who I miss so much. And, I don't always process and deal in real time with the loss of my mom. And you had talked about how when we went to Maui after seeing after your mom passed, how you thought we would go there and she'd be there. Like she'd be like, "Hey, surprise. Like I've been hiding out in Maui."
Yeah. It's a weird thing. 'Cause like, they're dead, but you also can't help but have this weird secret hope that you go somewhere and
totally. They show up
they're
and
just like going to be there.
Yeah. And I think, I don't even know. So I did, I think on some level feel like we would go to Puerto Rico, and I don't know if I thought my mom would physically be there, but I felt like I would see her.
She would make her presence known.
Yeah. I would connect with her, and she was named after the coquis, which are these little frogs that are all over the island. And so when you're there, you just hear them and you feel them, and like they're, you want to spot one. And I was just like desperate to be out in the night of Puerto Rico and listening to the coquis and thinking of my mom. And so it just broke my heart at its core that I could not go on this trip. And I'm still heartbroken about it. And I have just been able to start listening to Bad Bunny again. And you know what? We did really magic this trip. And so I believe there's magic involved, and it wasn't for us and it wasn't for me. And I'm grateful to you, Brandon, and my sister and our friend Philip, who was also supposed to go, and our friends who were helping us manifest the trip, because we had friends, who were helping us get tickets and do all these things.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck.
Yeah, it was so amazing.
And then the ship sunk.
Yeah, seriously. So, my hope is we will get to Puerto Rico when the time is right, and it will be the trip it's supposed to be. And I wasn't ready for it, maybe. And that we'll still see Bad Bunny. And because I really want the experience of being immersed in that music and that culture and just that vibe, because it does really bring out something that's just very deeply inherent to me.
But to connect back to our opening apology.
Yeah.
Bitch, this is eclipse season.
This is eclipse season.
So I was like, were we idiots to plan a trip in a Mercury retrograde for eclipse season? Shouldn't we have expected this sort of shit? But the thing with an eclipse is you can't expect the unexpected.
Right.
You just know that things are going to happen suddenly for good and for bad, blessings and curses, big cosmic course correctors.
Totally. So why don't we just
go into this episode's cosmic update?
All right. So yeah, anything else to share about the eclipse season? I mean, we're just in it because
So we're in eclipse season because when you have the nodes, you've got the north node and the south node, and when the sun and the moon are within 15 degrees of the nodes of fate, which happens about every 6 months or so, you enter into eclipse season, which is when the eclipses happen, right? So we're about to have this lunar eclipse in Pisces, and then we're going to have a solar eclipse in Virgo. And before these eclipses even happen, you enter into eclipse season. And there are these sort of shadowy portal periods where anything can happen, and usually do. And so, yes, I have a friend who is a Virgo rising Pisces sun. And for her, she is having an amazing eclipse season. She just got a new job, and she's on her honeymoon, and she's living her best life. Yeah. But she also had some big loss earlier this summer.
Yeah.
And so this eclipse season is kind of connecting the eclipse seasons for her that have happened previously. So it's kind of and you can't outsmart eclipse season. You can't outsmart astrology. But the more you're paying attention to your life, the less the universe has to shout at you. And if you're not paying attention, then eclipse season is usually when the cosmos is going to shout at you. And these course corrections can just happen quite suddenly and dramatically. And you thought you were going to be in Puerto Rico, and all of a sudden you're stuck at home in the middle of a heat wave, unable to even walk the dog.
Right.
And that just is what it is.
Yeah. Well, and to take that deeper,
deeper and deeper.
That whole process has forced me to get more in touch with myself on a spiritual level, on an emotional level.
Get in touch with your grief.
Yeah. It's asked me to go into the Pisces, right, a little more.
Yeah.
And to more deeply feel and understand where I'm at on a spiritual level. And that's the Virgo Pisces, right? It's that axis of body and soul.
Yeah, totally.
So
too much body, not enough soul.
Yeah, you find out where you have to
Or too much
rebalance.
soul, not enough body.
Exactly. You have to find out how to sort of like balance out that seesaw.
Yeah, for sure. I know.
And, it builds to that eclipse on the 21st, which is interesting. It's the new moon in Virgo, the second one. Because we had a first new moon in Virgo. I think it was like at 0 or 1 degree.
It was.
This one, will be.
And it technically wasn't an eclipse because it was too far from the nodes.
Right. But because it was in Virgo and, sort of opening the door.
Yes.
But the one on the 21st will be a real legit one. And it's happening at that last degree, which is then also in relationship with Saturn, who has re-entered Pisces. Like Saturn had moved out of Pisces. We got a taste of Saturn in Aries, and now it's back until November. And it's going to revisit the last 4 degrees of Pisces in that time, which we had originally experienced in mid-April through late May. So it can bring us back to some of those experiences, some things. It's like, what was going on through most of April or half of April and most of May that you may have to revisit. Saturn's all about responsibility and structure. So it's reconsidering some of those things where you maybe need to take even greater responsibility, have a greater understanding of your relationship to those areas of your life.
I don't really remember what was happening for me at that time.
Well, it's good. This is when I always say, like, pull out your calendar, pull out your camera roll. You can get a sense of like, all right, well, what was up for me? And how will that come into play? So it's like an interesting time. Like I looked through it briefly and I saw that like the end of Saturn in Pisces, we were actually in Mexico on our trip.
Oh, so we're gonna get to go back to Mexico?
Well, I don't know, but I was like, I think in a way in my head, that's why I actually had wanted us to go to Puerto Rico this week, because I had thought, it'll be at the same time we were in Mexico. So it'd be like kind of an interesting balance, but we couldn't do it because of other people's schedules. And now it doesn't matter.
Well, it was your aunt's 100th birthday.
Yes.
And I was finishing up my shamanic training in Portland.
Yeah. Which you're going to do another shamanic training.
Oh, yeah, at the end of this month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you're venturing back.
We saw Rilo Kiley a lot.
Who we'll see again in this window in October when they return.
Oh my
to LA.
goddess. Wow.
We're going back to Ventura.
We're going back to Ventura where I got my tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess a lot did happen.
Yeah, a lot happened in that it's really like a 6 or 7 week window. So I always think it's interesting just to ground it in that real life experience for yourself. But, look at the images or the things in your calendar, but then try to take yourself try to really understand, okay, where was I mentally, emotionally, spiritually / physically, right? Because that's the body and soul. And
I was doing great.
Well,
so I'd like to be doing great again.
Yeah, where have you fallen off?
Honey, everywhere.
So time to get back.
Honey, if there's a cliff, I fell off it. I'm like Wile E. Coyote over here.
I know, and you're collecting Labubus to hopefully act as a parachute.
I know.
You know what? Me too.
I mean, isn't it so cute that we basically match, though? I mean, like...
Yeah. It's your child. And Coyote, all three of you.
I know. Just a little blonde. Who knew that you would have such a blonde family?
You know what? I didn't know.
I mean, the irony is that you were the one that was very into Labubus, and I was like, ugh, Labubus, this is so stupid. But it was because I was afraid to admit
that you wanted
that I wanted one.
I know. And then I got mine and I was like, oh, cool. I'm happy. I got one.
And I was like,
scratch the itch.
I was like, can we get more?
It's like, I want a family.
We watched this great TikTok of this like sweet little gay that was all about like, Labubus are here to like bring whimsy into your life.
Yeah.
Like make sure you like, learn their real name and add to the whimsy.
Mm-hmm.
It really turned me. I need whimsy. We all need whimsy right now.
We do all need whimsy.
We need whimsy.
Yeah. Well, that is very Piscean, right?
I know, the whimsy.
And so how do you take more responsibility for the whimsy?
By buying Labubus.
Exactly. The magic.
The magic.
Yeah. Like get in touch with the magic in your life. It is important. But also understanding that like not all the magic is going to look and feel like a wonderland, right? Like granted, all this stuff happened with me, I think, before Saturn re-entered Pisces. It was still in Aries when my eye shit went down.
Is that true?
Yeah. Because it just re-entered Pisces like a couple days ago on the 1st.
Got it. I mean, your eye shit literally just happened a week ago.
I know. So it happened, but it happened the last week of August.
Yeah.
But I think only in the last couple of days have I been able to really start to process the whole idea of like, okay, well, what is this for? And not so much needing to like deeply figure out the answer, but to like be in the question of that more and pay attention to my life to help me answer the question.
Yeah.
Like I can share like, I am not a fluent Spanish speaker. That's something that's always like dug at me, has been, I've been made fun of it for it. Like not being like Latino enough and all of those things, not being a real Mexican or real Puerto Rican because you don't speak Spanish. And like, that's like been something I've had to really internalize and then also like try to move through and work through. And I've tried really hard to teach myself, or I've done classes, all these things, and I've just never been able to crack it. And I think it's because like the shame has been so strong. And that's something that in the last week I've been like, you know what? Like I still can learn Spanish. It's never too late. And like, it's okay that I don't like, and I need to challenge myself. And so I just booked an appointment with a one-on-one tutor teacher today. And I was like, you know what? We're going to fucking see Bad Bunny. And when we do, I'm going to be able to sing every single word and like understand what it is I'm saying, like, and feel even more connected to it and more connected to the experience.
So you booked that session?
I did.
You didn't even show me the tutor's photo. Is he hot?
No.
Oh.
Well, no, I actually, I mean, he's a good looking man, but like, it's not like I booked it because he looks like a model.
I mean, you literally called the website your dating app.
Well, no, that's because our friend Yvette, who introduced me to this app called Preply, where it's like, I think it's called Preply.
Yeah, Preply.
Yeah, where you can find tutors and stuff. She was like, it's basically just like a dating app for tutors. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, you just like can look at all their profiles. And like, I was like, so did you get a hot tutor? And she's like, oh yeah, she's gorgeous. I just love to like stare at her while we learn. So I actually initially was like looking at pictures and I was like, oh, that one's cute. That one's cute. But then I kind of stopped doing that after a while. And I was like, okay, I just need someone who's good, not too expensive.
Yeah.
Like who has good reviews.
For sure.
I was like, I still want them to be attractive.
Yeah.
You learn better when you learn from someone who's cute. But, that was not the, so I say that they are good looking, but they're not like hot.
Got it. Okay.
So
like a strong 6.5.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I mean, they could be listening. I don't want to rate people.
How can they be listening? You haven't even had a session with them yet.
For all I know, I could go on and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Angel of the Spirit."
Wow, you're delusional.
I'm delusional.
I just want to offer up that eclipse season symbolically, right? It's a shadow.
Yeah.
It's the shadow of something that's invisible made visible.
Yeah.
So for a moment, you're able to like see the shadow of something that ordinarily you can't see. So for you, you were seeing like the shadow of maybe your grief, the shadow of your shame, and then you're taking responsibility towards addressing whatever that like invisible force is.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's what eclipse season does, is it brings something into sharp relief for us so that we can see it more clearly, experience it, and then decide what we're going to do with it.
Yeah. One, it's communication, right? Because it's Virgo and Mercury's now shifted into Virgo. So, that Sun and Mercury are moving together. So it is on some level too, like the things you're thinking about, communicate them, get them out.
Yeah.
Like I was experiencing these eye things and I was like, I should tell somebody. I shouldn't just be like, that's weird, it'll go away. Or like, that's weird, it must be this. I'm going to Google it. Like it was like, no, I need to like go have a conversation, language, communication. Like, I don't want to just like live in this shame anymore. I need to go like try and communicate about it.
Yeah.
So I think where you're lacking communication in your life or where you're struggling to communicate the inner elements of yourself, like challenge yourself to communicate it. Don't just like, think it's going to go away or think by ignoring it like I'm having boundaries or, just anything of that nature. It's like you have to communicate with people and with yourself on a deeper level.
Okay. All right. I'll communicate. Jeez.
God. That
is very like Pisces Virgo though too, right?
Yeah.
Like Pisces is kind of like lost in the interiority.
Totally.
And Pisces can be dreams, but also can be nightmares. And it can be very held within as that last sign of the zodiac. It can be a lonely place, an isolated place.
Totally. So
and the Virgo of it all, or at least the Mercury in Virgo that you're speaking to, is when you verbalize something, like even a greatest fear, when you start to talk it out loud, it diminishes in its power.
Right. Yeah, or at least like forces you to confront it and take steps toward dealing with it in a healthier way.
It's like in Scooby-Doo, like once you unmask the monster, you realize it's just capitalism,
Right. It's just the old man who was working the boat.
Yeah.
I was going to say too, I think that like, a Saturn in Pisces, Pisces, like you were saying, it is kind of that like ethereal, and the quiet space. So it's like Saturn's moving through there is like, asking you to really like, push yourself out of that space in some way, or how have you allowed yourself to hide? Like it's important not to just hide entirely, as two 12th house suns, we always talk about how we kind of live in our own little insular worlds, and we're challenged by that. And in a way, like, a Saturn and Pisces transit is like, get out of the inner world.
Right.
Like we know it's comfortable in there. You've decorated it so well and you've figured out the language, but like,
or even if it's not comfortable,
open the doors, open the windows.
You're used to it, right?
Right.
There's a control in that closed system.
Yeah.
Whereas as soon as you say something out loud or you bring somebody else in, there's a responsibility or there's just other information that can enter in.
Yeah. So yes, eclipse season goes on through the next few weeks of September.
Hold on to your butts.
But then
or else you're going to have your asses handed to you like we did.
Right, totally. Yeah, especially if you have anything at that like last degrees of, of the signs.
Yeah.
They'll be activated.
Well, I just wanted to mention that I'd been doing my moon void experiment where, remember, if you recall, I bought that bag in a moon void.
Oh, yeah.
To test and see if it was real.
Yes.
And then the bag came during a Mercury, I think it was a Mercury retrograde, and it came and it was great and I loved it. And I was like, well, I guess moon voids aren't real because like nothing is going to happen of this bag. Like, it's here, it exists.
Yeah.
But I had bought it solely for the purpose of taking it to Puerto Rico. It was
so
like made of raffia, and I was like, and then as soon as this trip got canceled, I was like, motherfucker, moon voids are so real because nothing is going to come of that bag.
Well,
that poor bag.
It'll find its way into the world.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But I just thought, oh my goddess,
totally. It's so funny.
Just be careful not to start something new in a moon void because that is some magic that is real. That is real magic.
It's so true. Other just things of note real quick, just astrologically, Uranus will station retrograde at the first degree of Gemini tomorrow, which is actually, you'll be hearing this probably if you're listening to this when it comes out.
Today.
On the 5th.
Happy Uranus station.
Yeah, but things always kind of, sort of, you feel the energy of that, so it can be kind of a hefty
herky-jerky.
Yes. We'll see the Sun, Mercury, the Cazimi, the conjunction on the 13th.
Good. Processing.
That'll happen at 20 degrees of Virgo, and it's kind of at the midpoint between the full and new moon.
Yeah, kind of at the midway point of eclipse season.
Yeah. Yeah, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. Maybe just like a blinding awareness, or somebody like says something to you offhandedly and you're like, oh my gosh, that's like actually really astute. Like that is you just read me for filth. So just like pay attention to that.
Yeah. And lastly, I'll just say meditate, meditate, meditate. Because that is I think the nexus of Virgo Pisces energy is a meditation practice.
Oh, well, I haven't been meditating at all.
Well, get to it, Bish.
You didn't tell me.
I'm telling you now.
Well, fine. Wow. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Because that's the clarity you need in order to process and move through things, Whew. We need routine, we need structure, but we need spirituality and peace.
You're so right.
So
instead of playing my stupid game on my phone, I should be meditating.
And now we said it.
Now I said it. Listen, I can tell the truth on myself.
I know. And that's what makes you so lovable.
I'm addicted to Labubu's and I've been playing a stupid game on my phone.
Yeah.
It's been a hard week.
Well, you're also a phenomenal tarot scholar.
That is true. I am a tarot expert.
So shall we move into our penultimate?
Yes, let's head into this episode's deep dive.
All right.
Okay, so we are working with 2 knights this week. And what I thought was really interesting was last week we were working with 2 court cards from the same suit. They were both wands.
Right.
This is the first time in the whole series where this happened. You probably don't remember this because we took such a long pause on the series. But the truth is that until last episode, we never had 2 court cards in the same suit.
Yeah.
So last week was all fire. And now this week, we're working with 2 knights, which has also never happened before. We never had 2 of the same court cards, like 2 queens or 2 pages. So I just thought that in and of itself was very interesting.
Yeah.
And when they were pulled, both of them are looking at each other. So like last week, the page and the page and the king were looking at each other. And this week, both knights are looking at each other.
Show the people.
They're looking at each other. They're hanging out. Ignore death here. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, fun.
Okay, so knights, as we have talked a little bit about, because we talked about a knight 2 series ago, which was like a year ago. So let me
I don't know if I remember
everybody.
that,
okay.
to be honest.
So knights are movers. That is their function. They are here to like move the energy of the suit along. And if you think about the function of a knight in like medieval times or whenever knights were around, they were traveling long distances. They were ambassadors of the kingdom. Like you would send a knight to deliver a message. And they were also warriors, right?
Well, yeah. At medieval times, they were the trade.
Yes, correct. So they are, I would say, the quickest moving energies of the court cards. And in some ways, like their job is to embody the qualities of the element or the suit so that it can be expressed in that way. Okay? So, so we're working with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords, and knights are air Like just knights in general, a good way to think about them is it's an air element because air moves quickly, it communicates, it transports. So the knights do all of those things.
Yeah.
But these two knights have very different ways in which they operate, not unlike the Page and the King of Wands last week, where it's like same modality, but different way of expressing it.
Okay.
Or like same medium, but like it's a painter, but like, you know, the King of Wands is like Jackson Pollock and the Page of Wands is like somebody more painterly, perhaps.
Okay.
So what am I talking about? So here, you know, this is the same function, but different elements. So the Knight of Swords is all air, swords being air and knights being air. So it's like this benevolent tornado. Mm-hmm. It comes in to kind of like clear you out, to change your mind. And you can see the way in which the knight is pictured here moving very quickly, and you can't see it in the video here, but if you just like Google Knight of Swords the way that Pamela Coleman Smith drew, you can see that the horse is actually like looking back at the rider like, are we really supposed to be going this fast? Like the horse is like, I'm actually worried for our safety, in the sense that it's like, wow, we're like really moving quickly here.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you're the Knight of Swords, that's good because you have an idea and you just like want to see it to fruition and you're just going to go full steam ahead. Mm-hmm. But sometimes that also means like, oh, maybe we like need to change our mind. And like when you're going so fast, it's too late to change your mind. But the Knight of Swords is a good card if you're trying to express like the heart of an idea. You know, you have all of that air energy and you're like a dog with a bone, you know, like you're like, I'm going to express this no matter what. Mm-hmm. Whereas the Knight of Cups isn't moving at all, interestingly enough. Like they're totally still. And that's speaking to the difference between when we're moving swords, which is ideas, and we're moving relationships. We're moving emotion. And the fact that like relationships and emotion, and even creativity to some extent with cups, those things get moved through stillness. So it's funny that you mentioned meditation. I didn't know you were going to do that. Because the Knight of Cups is very much a meditative card. It's saying that like the way to move emotion is to be still and to let things move through me. Like if you're always in motion, you're not aware of what you're avoiding. There isn't a still place for those things to come home for you to kind of like root through. And so they're very different in the way that they approach movement, moving these different types of energies.
Yeah.
So I brought up the Death card because you'll notice that the way in which the images are composed, the Knight of Cups and the Death card are very similar in their composition, right?
Oh, yeah.
Almost like they're the same figure, or that the Knight of Cups embodies some of the qualities of death. And we know that in the tarot, the Death card isn't so much about literal like, oh my gosh, I'm dead. It's actually more about rebirth. It's about change. And it's actually a sunrise that's being featured here because we're looking into the east as opposed to a sunset, which would be over here in the west. And so the Knight of Cups is giving birth to a new way of dealing with our emotions through our willingness to just like sit and be in them so that something will change.
Yeah. Very Pisces full moon and during an eclipse season.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, so in some ways, it's like really interesting. Like these two cards, we'll just put Death over here for a second. Just let Death hang out with Skeeter over here, the little boo-boo.
Skeeter, you need to change.
So they're like two different ways of engaging with something needing to move. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I'm going to busy myself. I'm going to be very kind of like dog-headed, relentless, persistent, forceful. I'm just going to keep kind of like moving this forwards until somebody gets it, which is useful to some extent.
Yeah.
But then there's this other Knight of Cups way, which is about stillness, and you are not so much the changer, you are the place where something changes. Right? Mm-hmm. So here with the Knight of Swords, you're the force for change. You're the force for movement. Whereas with the Knight of Cups, you are where the movement is happening. It's happening inside of you. And if you're not still, it can't. So it's like we have to meditate. We have to sit still. We have to like be quiet with ourselves so that we can start to root through what's there, so that things can start to float to the surface in that still water, and you can see, these are things that need my tending. And you can see the horse here is very demure.
Yeah, very mindful.
Very mindful. Cutesy, right? Yeah. So, okay. So, two very different styles, and very interesting to see them almost like going head to head.
Right.
Like, I imagine they would each have trouble understanding the other's point of view, because the Knight of Swords is so connected to being the force for movement and change, even though they can also change their minds. I mean, they can turn on a dime, but they're always in movement. Whereas the Knight of Cups really is not wanting to do external movement. So maybe it's less of a battle between the two of them, and it's more of a synthesis between how to be the Knight of Cups in transit. Right. Like, how do you find stillness, be the eye of the storm, but still participate in the movement that's happening all around you?
Right.
Like, you can't always retreat. You can't always shut your door. Sometimes, right now, these are incredibly chaotic, turbulent, very scary times. Yep. Things are changing so quickly. And you can't ignore all of that. You have to be participating in the times in which you live, while simultaneously holding space for yourself so that you can drink from that cup of your own emotion and be nourished by it. And also, like your emotions are a language. And if you're emotionally shut down, or you're not allowing yourself to feel what's going on in your own heart, then you are actually not communicating with yourself. There's all of this data that you are ignoring. And so you might say, I don't know what's going on. And it's well, because you're not actually engaging with yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very powerful to just sit with yourself and be I feel sad. And be well, why do I feel sad? And be well, I'm disappointed in where I'm at in my life, or in the time that things are taking. And then maybe that's where you can dial up the Knight of Swords and go well, maybe we can reframe that. Maybe we can change our mind about how we're thinking about something, or how we're communicating this to ourselves.
Right.
And so in this way, we can kind of see maybe the usefulness of their own, what do you call it when fencing, like a playful battle, not a
joust,
like a joust.
I mean, I guess jousting is
like a roughhouse.
Okay, yeah, a playful wrestle.
Yeah, a tussle. Yeah, sure. It's a tussle, and that's kind of where they're at. But I just thought it was so interesting, these two knights, and such different knights.
Yeah. But they're communicating with each other.
Well, it doesn't seem like they have a choice.
Yeah.
Certainly the horses are. And with that one horse that's head is bowed, that little cutesy horse, being very deferential.
Right.
And also saying I think we have to look inwards here.
Yeah.
So sometimes we have to look inwards for how things move. And I do think that the way things move internally is through sitting. I mean, that's so much of what grief is. Maybe that's why death is, a partner for this card, because grief can't be rushed along.
Right.
An internal emotional healing process has to be allowed. It's going to take the time that it takes.
Right. But if you pull this card, it's you need to be in the movement of that process.
By feeling it.
Yeah.
The only way you move it is to feel it.
Yeah. You have to be in the thoughts. You have to be in the feelings.
Totally.
Don't avoid them. Yeah. Don't ignore them.
No.
Get into it.
Or else the next thing you know, you're a 60-something-year-old lesbian who's just coming out of the closet and you didn't even realize.
Oh.
You're Miranda Hobbs.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referencing that woman from the cult documentary.
Oh, right. But also,
I mean, allegedly. They never said
clearly, she was a repressed lesbian. If she had just given herself permission to love a woman, she wouldn't have abused all those kids.
Girl, isn't that just the nature of all terrible behavior?
Yes.
Just admit you want it.
Well, it's just about like loving yourself and giving yourself permission to be who you are, and then you'll stop restricting other people from being who they are.
Thank you.
Period.
So, yeah, I'm over it.
I know.
We're over people being afraid of gender and sexuality that isn't theirs, allegedly.
Honestly,
it makes them confront
the thing that really kills me is that everyone is like so up in arms all the time about trans people who oftentimes don't even do anything surgical to change, like,
right.
They just want to be in alignment with what they feel. And then you look at like popular culture and like everybody's gotten the buccal fat surgery. Like everybody's like on Ozempic. Like everybody's like dyeing their hair. Like these are all this. It's just crazy to me that that's acceptable in society. And if I put on a dress, all of a sudden I'm like enemy of the state.
Right. Well, it's because it's affecting the sports. Don't come for America and their sports. When is it really?
I mean,
I know. Anyhow, thank you for that.
You're so welcome.
I can't believe we have one more to go.
I know, and we will have fully completed that series while Saturn's in Pisces.
All right. Well, our tarot party will be coming to you just in time for that new moon eclipse.
I'm imagining it like being like that party in Severance in the first season when they had like a pizza party and there were like all those like weird people and like the headdresses and the like big masks.
Right. Or the waffle party.
That's what I mean. The waffle party.
That's what I thought.
What did I say?
Pizza.
Yeah, I know it was a waffle. It was a waffle
party.
Yeah, I
remember the waffle party.
Yeah. And then it got sexy.
Yeah, and then they kind of just like dropped that whole idea.
I know. The second season of Severance was really so
Don't get me started.
Woo!
All right. It's time for our tarot card of the moment.
Do you remember when I complained about grand opening signs?
Yes.
Is that like a mini segment where we just like complain about something that's stupid?
I mean, it's a mini segment on a lot of shows, so we can add it.
We can add it
at some point, yeah, but not today.
No, I can't complain about grand opening signs.
No,
I just want to say, if you've been open for 4 years, take your grand opening sign down. Like,
Agreed.
We know you haven't been open for that. And was it even a grand opening or was it just open? You know?
Yeah.
It's just so annoying. Just take the sign down.
Join us for our bland opening.
People are so lazy. Nobody wants to work anymore.
Oh, here we go.
You know what I mean?
Here we go.
I guess this blonde hair does make me a little spicy.
That's a word for it.
A little cunty.
Yeah. All right.
With a K.
You tell us all to settle down.
Hey, everyone. Sit the fuck down. This is like very like dominatrix tarot reading.
Yes.
You've been a bad boy and you're going to get a card.
Oh, I want a card.
I'm going to spank you with this reading.
Yes, mistress.
All right. But for real, let's all take a moment. Let's take Angel's advice and just have a brief moment of meditation, returning to our interiority. If it's safe for you to close your eyes in this moment, close your eyes. Isn't that nice?
And if it's not safe, I'll do it for you.
Isn't it nice to close your eyes and you're not even trying to go to sleep? You're just saying, no external stimuli for this moment. Let me see inside. And now that you're inside yourself, just listening to the sound of the cards being shuffled, trusting that this message will resonate no matter the future, place, or time to which you listen to this episode. Just realized I forgot to put the death card back in the deck there, so it's back in there. I'm shuffling. All right, here we go. So the message that we could all use right now as we fully engage with this eclipse season is the Ace of Cups.
Hey.
You know what? This is actually really useful. I'm appreciative that this came through at this moment because the Ace of Cups is a new door into you heart. Into you heart. Easy for me to say. It's a new door into your heart. It's a new relationship. It's a new creative project. It's falling in love with a new city or the same city, but a new park in that city or a new way of being. It's an auspicious new beginning of love. And eclipses can eclipse something. They can take it out of your life, like a healthy scalp or a trip to Puerto Rico, but they can also bring something into your life that wasn't there before, like a new job, a new relationship, something magical that all of a sudden just kind of like it magics in. It just appears. And so that is useful for us to pay attention to. We can look at the loss, we can look at what we're losing, we can look at what isn't happening, and we can also, with equal grace, pay attention to what's showing up. I had a teacher of mine, one of my energy healing teachers, who always said, like, when you are like hosting a healing circle, pay attention to the people that are there. Don't pay attention to who didn't show up, who was late, who flaked, who canceled. Pay attention to who's there. And I think that's good advice for throwing a party too. Like, don't pay attention to the people that got stuck in traffic and turned around, or that one friend who never shows up even though they say they're going to. Pay attention to who has shown up in your life. Pay attention to who's still there, because that is really meaningful. And that will also tell you a lot about who you are, because you're still there too in relationship with those people. So I would just say, pay attention. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. That's what this eclipse season is going to bring to you, is a new door into your heart. And that door into your heart is also a door that you get to walk out of from your heart into the world. I'm reminded of a quote. I forget where I heard it, but it wasn't mine. What comes from the heart goes to the heart. What comes from the heart goes to the heart. You didn't seem to be that impressed by that quote. Didn't seem like it really landed for you. Didn't seem like it really resonated.
I want to just like ponder what comes from the heart.
What comes from the heart goes to the heart. So like when you speak from your heart, it's coming from your heart. It goes to somebody else's heart.
Yeah.
You know, what you really offer.
Yeah, what you offer. If you're pouring out love, you experience love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're walking out through a door in your heart, you can be assured that someone is going to feel that in their heart. Or you can just be a cunty little blonde wherever you go. It's really your choice.
Well, as long as you're prepared to receive that in return.
I mean, I have been.
Well, that's on you.
It is. It is.
Well, thank you. That's perfect. I love just knowing that we're in a space of receiving cups energy, receiving love energy, but like new beginnings energy also. And I feel like eclipse seasons are new beginnings energies.
Very much so. I mean, they're completing cycles and clearing the way.
Yeah. So even though we're in a retrograde moment with Saturn, it's really tied to the new beginning that we experience with Saturn shifting into Aries. So it's like you got to clean up the mess that you may be left behind, you know? You're ready to sell the house, but you can't sell the house until you've fully cleared it out.
Ooh, girl.
So time to clear out the house.
Yeah. We're going to clear out the house.
Time to clear out the house, everyone. Well,
thanks for being
here. Thank you to all our listeners. I always used to joke about this like moment, feeling like I could look into the camera. Remember back in the day, I'd be like, this is like that moment where you look in the camera and you're like, I see you, so and so and so and so, and now I actually can do it. Like, I see you, Rob. I see you, Kim. It was good to see you
in the Sprouts parking
lot. But yeah, I see all of you. I'm grateful for you, and thank you for seeing us. If you want to know more about The Spiritual Gaze, you can always find us at thespiritualgaze.com, and you can find out how to work with us there. We don't have any offerings coming up soon, but we always offer readings, so you can always book something
either
with us.
one-on-one or together.
Yes.
And until next time,
that is it.
This has been your transit through the Spiritual Gaze.